great. Thanks, Jacqueline. So welcome to Wales. Next slide, please. So thanks everyone for attending today. My name's Anna Tobin. I'm a specialist musculoskeletal physiotherapist, and this is Rebecca Hanmer. She's our strategic occupational therapy lead and our sustainability lead. We work in Cardiff and Vale University Health Board, and we're going to talk to you today about the Cardiff and Vale decarbonisation plan for therapies. So we're going to talk about the background, the development and the implementation of that plan. Next slide, please. So for those of you who aren't familiar with it, Cardiff and Vale University Health Board is situated in South Wales. It's a beautiful, diverse part of Wales. It's got coastline, rural areas and a cosmopolitan city. And the Health Board services a population of around 472,000 people. It's a really great place to live and work. And to give you a sense of the workforce within therapies here, we have a total of around 900 staff members, and that's split into about 340 physiotherapists, 47 speech and language therapists, 220 dietitians, 46 podiatrists, and about 230 occupational therapists. And within Wales, we really benefit from having quite close links and relationships to policymakers. That helps to support and shape agendas, encourage policy to move in the same direction. We also have the Wellbeing of Future Generations Act, which focuses on improving the social, economic, cultural, and most importantly, environmental well-being of Wales. Next slide, please. So how did we get here? About 18 months ago, I had a 6-month secondment to a Cardiff and Vale decarbonisation working group as the Therapies sustainability lead. So that working group also contained leads from across the health board in departments such as estates, waste, nursing and medicine, to name but a few. And as part of that secondment, we were involved in the Cardiff and Vale Health Board Decarbonisation Action Plan. So over the course of those 6 months, I met with the leads of each department within therapies to identify areas of expertise and achievement, areas of concern for them, and areas for development in relation to sustainability. I also completed a survey of therapies staff to gain their opinion on sustainability. So at the end of those 6 months, we took all those findings, and based on the Cardiff and Vale Trust Decarbonisation Action Plan, we developed an action plan specific to therapies. So that basis on the trust-wide plan is to ensure continuity and alignment of the actions within the trust. And that therapies plan was supported and co-produced by therapies colleagues and colleagues in strategic planning, and included identification of a therapies sustainability lead to support driving that work. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned, our therapies decarbonisation plan is based on the Cardiff and Vale University Health Board Decarbonisation Action Plan 2023-24. That plan is structured around 6 areas, and the therapies plan follows those areas. So those include leadership, people and communication, procurement, clinical services, travel and estates, and that includes waste, water, biodiversity. So within each area, there are actions for individuals, there are service actions, and there are strategic actions. And to enable delivery of the plan, there's also a focus on sustainability champions to support and encourage areas to achieve those objectives. Most importantly, the vision is that each service will take this action plan as a starting point for development and innovation, and will adapt the plan further over time. Over to you, Rebecca.
Thank you, Anna. So next slide, please. So within Cardiff and Vale Therapies Directorate, we operate 2 key models. They include our rehabilitation model, which depicts how we clinically deliver care to our local communities, and our operational model, which depicts how we work together operationally as 5 groups of therapy professions to deliver clinical services. Bringing both of these models together and driving our therapy services forward is our Therapies North Star. Our Therapies North Star is our agreed shared purpose across therapies, which includes delivering high-value integrated person care, supporting people to live well, enabling our teams to thrive to deliver sustainable services. Sustainability is therefore a core value that runs through the whole of our therapy processes and businesses. Our approach to implementing therapy strategies, for example, this decarbonisation plan, is an agreed and shared approach and links to our therapies North Star. Next slide, please. So given the current clinical and time pressures that teams are under, it was really important to consider how to make this new strategy and action plan achievable. So to enable teams across therapy to deliver on the plan, we therefore developed a set of resources to help people and teams plan, measure, make changes and improvements, innovate, share learning and showcase the achievements. And these are all found in the appendices of the strategy. Next slide, please. So these include Appendices 1, which is a therapy decarbonisation readiness set of questions. And these are a set of practical questions to help teams and services consider getting ready to start implementing our plan in the first instance. Appendix 2 is my sustainability pledge, and this pledge was included as part of the resource to support teams to prepare, get curious, and hopefully sign up to engage in our therapy decarbonisation plan. Appendix 3 is the Therapies Decarbonisation Plan Maturity Matrix. And this maturity matrix is a tool to support teams to identify areas where they're doing well and areas which could be even better against the objectives of the plan. From this matrix, we aim to match teams who are further in their journey and those who are not to share the learning and improve. Appendix 4 is our example of our therapy sustainability improvement projects, and these are examples of flags of work that have been undertaken within therapies to support inspiring people to achieve their goal. And Appendix 5 is an example of an evidence template for sustainability flag, which is a quick and easy to complete template for teams to capture and fly the flag to evidence the great work. Next slide, please. And lastly, Appendix 6 is our Therapies Decarbonisation Plan Spot Audit tool. So this is a tool to assist assuring the Therapies Decarbonisation Plan are achieved and embedded into everyday practice and therapy business. Next slide, please. So to enable delivery of the plan and to support communications, we have a Sustainability Therapies SharePoint page which is accessible for all therapy staff. So our Therapies Decarbonisation Plan, alongside the appendices and other supporting resources, are hosted on this page. So really thinking about time and resources such as the maturity matrix have been divided into chunks to enable busy teams to do their bits when they can. And other resources that can be found on the SharePoint include our action resource, which is a framework that hosts the action plan divided into sections. And this resource can be filtered by sections of the leadership, people, communication, procurement, product use, clinical service, travel, estates and biodiversity, water and waste, alongside owner of the action and date to be achieved. This design aims to enable busy teams to break down actions needed, measure and record their progress. Next slide, please. So this slide shows the communication and governance structures that we've put in place to support delivery of the plan. From the bottom, each professional therapy service has their own way of communicating and working on the sustainability agenda. Some have dedicated meetings, while others agenda this into core business meetings. Each of these areas, professional groups have dedicated sustainability champions. We hold an all therapies sustainability champion forum every 6 weeks. Terms of reference, raid logs and records of these meetings can be found on the Therapies SharePoint to view for all. We have dedicated therapy sustainability lead, and that's myself. We also have dedicated therapy sustainability sponsors, and that's therapy director Kim Atkinson and executive lead Emma Cook. Feedback from these meetings is via a dedicated space for sustainability on a sustainability performance card, and the therapies Q&S meeting, our quality and safety meetings, and through attendance at our directorate green group and our overarching CAV green group meetings as well. Next slide, please. So, since launching the plan and considering a quality management system, our current position is that we are at the quality planning stage of the process. It's important to get this stage right and spend time at this stage to build the foundations to then drive improvement at pace. So where are we with this now? So we have great support at all levels, and I've just talked about that. It includes heads of services, therapy director, and an exec sponsor. We've got a number of champions with senior support identified across the 5 therapy areas. We've got resources to communicate the plan, PowerPoints and team recordings found on the SharePoint page. We've also, the number of the workforce have undertake pledges, and the number of the teams have completed the readiness questions. The maturity matrix has been also completed by a number of professional groups. And we've got established induction resources for therapies. We've also got a sustainability improvement register depository. And this is a register for all quality improvements projects, providing us with a mechanism to understand, share learning across therapies. We've also got a change ideas bank, and it's a bank for people to record change ideas and quick, easy change activities, a place to collect and share ideas for future improvement projects alongside some really quick wins. And all of these initiatives we're measuring to monitor our progress. Next slide, please. So really thinking about the quality improvement phase for future plans, we need to really increase the number of sustainability champions. We want to build a movement. We want to work with our quality improvement phase. We'll be looking at hosting a SAS QI therapy sustainability course across therapies to really build capability and capacity across the workforce to deliver on those improvements. And we're increasing the number of sustainability improvement projects by doing that. So within the data and developing enough data points, we aim to develop a dashboard to evidence and make visual measuring our plan and progress for people. And we'll want to further develop a SharePoint site. And lastly, moving into the quality control phase, we'll measure and evaluate the plan, which includes activities such as the audit against the plan, utilising tools developed as part of the plan found in the appendices. Next slide, please. Over to you, Anna.
Thank you. So drawing on the process and the learning experience, we've identified various reflection points, and they include the importance of the planning phase, ensuring the infrastructure is present to deliver the plan, and that includes increasing the number of champions. The importance of having sign up and therefore support for the plan. Co-production at all stages with our therapy colleagues in strategic planning, and our key stakeholders. Having the tools and approaches there to support busy teams. The importance of celebrating the wins and recognising achievements. And last but by no means least, time. Not only the importance and value of having dedicated time for development in this area, but also how to use that time effectively. For example, using the champions meetings to do the work, sharing ideas, and scaling of projects. Next slide, please. So that's the plan and the process behind it in a nutshell. Thank you all very much for listening. And does anyone have any questions?